You know, I can't see when I'm on live. 8:11. Does that mean something good or bad? It's good. Yeah. We got plenty of time to do good things. Plenty of time to do good things, folks. Hello. All right. Let's make coffee. I'm good. How are you? I'm making coffee as we do in our mornings. We make our coffee. We have book club. Tonight we have roll for slime. So many good things. Morning, Shelly. Happy birthday. Everybody, it's Shelly's birthday. It's true, it's her birthday. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shelly. Happy birthday to you and many more. Recycling. This cup is new to my collection. This cup was the wedding favor at my brother's wedding. They had all different little mugs with apple cider in them. Better, Tiffany. And everybody got to choose their cup, and I chose this one. And they all looked different. They were all like different little, you know, mugs from a variety of different places. And there was like a little packet to make your own, and like little cinnamon sticks or whatever inside it, because it was a fall themed wedding. And it was very cute, and everyone got a different one. And then at the end of the night, when they brought out the coffee, you could use the paper coffee cups that they had there, or you could use your own cup. And I used my own cup. It was very cool. I liked it. I was very, very content with the situation. Yeah, it was a good idea. It was maybe the most useful party favor I've ever gotten at a wedding. Yeah, I like it. It was good. It was good. Yeah, I also loved the idea. When I saw it, I was like, this is good. You guys are smart. What a win. Because usually, you know, at weddings, you get like something dumb, you know, that like is like, okay, now I have this piece of trash that's monogrammed with their name on it or something. You know what I mean? Like another keychain or like whatever. Yeah, exactly, Shelly. Exactly. This is so much more useful. And it's mad cute. I love it. No two people got the same ones. They were all different. Every single one was a different design. Oh, Mickey ears. Wow, that's different. Everybody wants Mickey ears. I would have taken Mickey ears. That's a little different. Yeah, so much less wasteful. So much less wasteful. Morning. Good morning. Good morning. We danced all night through. Good morning. Good morning to you. Oh, well, that's also pretty amazing, Shira. That sounds really delightful. Hey, Simi. I mean, a build your own snack bar is pretty great too. I like all of these ideas. Oh my God, you did, Amanda? That's amazing. I love that. I'm gonna go give this to Secret Boy. Secret boyfriend. Fluffy. It's gonna be delicious. My favorite was not kidding. There was 0 left at the end of the night, but our meal was taco truck too. Yeah, that's a huge win. Taco trucks are a huge win. I don't know anyone who doesn't like a taco truck, to be honest. That seems wild to me. I think I put too much milk in here. Oops. Oh, well. Hey, Liz. Oh, well, that's okay, Shelly. You can do that. Yeah, I was lucky, small wedding, and then honeymoon at the parks for a week. My dream wedding. That's amazing, Amanda. Will I be putting another shot in my coffee? Maybe. You are? Oh, that's right. I think we talked about that, Cindy. I think that's not news, right? I think we knew about that. I got married before favors were a thing. Really? Huh. How long have you been married and how long have favors been a thing? Am I totally out of it? So 20 years ago, people didn't do favors at weddings? Is that true? I don't know. I wasn't going to a lot of weddings 20 years ago. Wedding favors, free food, booze is my favorite. Right? I mean, really, though. Yeah, that's true. Well, we were just talking about the reason that this conversation started is because I'm drinking coffee out of, oh yeah, Jordan Almonds. That's true, Shelly. You're right. That was everywhere. You're so right. That's true, Tiffany. That's a good point. This cup was was like part of the favors at my brother's wedding. That's why we started talking about this. I am going to put another shot in it. Yes! Good job, Sasha. You left just enough space for another shot. Wildflower. See, that's cute too. You can do, that's what we did for Catherine's baby shower. We did Catherine's baby shower favors were, I bought lollipops that the sticks were seeds that you could plant and it would grow little whatevers, you know, whatever it was, whatever the flavor of the lollipop was. They were like these really fancy pants lollipops actually that I got at the Food and Wine Festival at Disneyland. Well, that's where I found the company. And then I ended up ordering a bunch more from them, but they were these organic lollipops that were like blackberry lavender flavored, for example. And then the stick had lavender seeds in it, so you could bury the stick and you would grow a lavender plant. Or yes, oh my gosh, Shira, he loved them. He loved the donuts. They are gone. He said they were so good. He loved them. They were gone yesterday. He is not having them for breakfast. There's no world where there's any of those left. It's not happening. I don't remember party favors until I had kids. I'm like, now we give gifts for people coming. I know, it's funny, right? That is interesting. I wonder, someone should do like a dissertation on how that all started. Yeah. So this is, you know, this was the favor for my brother's wedding, and I think it was, you know, a good one. I mean, if I had to guess, I'm sure they just went to like a bunch of thrift stores and got like dollar mugs, which makes it such a worthwhile thing for them because they got to like make everyone happy without having to spend a lot of money. So, A+. A+++. What's your favorite kind of pickle? The ones at Disneyland. The advent calendars are in the design phase right now, which is awesome, and they're coming along beautifully. Thank you for asking. I'm so excited about them. Secret Boyfriend is helping me with the website part of it, the like flip over the page part of it. Oh yeah, there's pickles at Disneyland, and the pickles at Disneyland are the most superior pickles on this planet, and I will hear no argument. I'm sorry. How can an advent calendar work for slime when it won't melt? It will not melt, and we're making them. They're already on pre-sale for Patreon, and then in this restock, they will be open to the public. We are in the design phase. There's two Christmas advent calendars and one Hanukkah, obviously not an advent calendar, but we're calling it the Celebration of Lights. And yeah, I've heard reviews on pickles at Disneyland. Everyone says they're amazing. It's true.
they are superior. They're the best pickles in the world. I won't be taking opinions on that one. Yeah, no. I'm willing to take opinions on so many things, but not the pickles at Disneyland. Anyway, so with the Advent calendar, you can either do 12 days, 24 days, or you can do the 8 days of Hanukkah. And the 12-day Advent calendar for Christmas is all beginner friendly, the first 12. But if you get the 24, the second 12 are, they like get more difficult as you increase. And they're all the mini size. And because there is no box that, like an Advent calendar box with the little doors that would fit slime jars, we came up with the idea. This was like a brainstorming session that we had on the Patreon Q&A. And so what we're getting is opaque jars of my, next week, Amanda, we're getting opaque jars with opaque lids. You know, usually I have clear jars with clear lids, but we're getting completely white ones so you can't see what's inside. And the top will have the day number on it. And then Secret Boyfriend's building a website that has the doors on it. And when you click on the day, it'll flip over and tell you what's inside. So that's how we're getting around having the doors. And you still get to have the experience of opening a door and finding out what's inside. And then you find the matching number slime and you can't see it. So it's going to be fun. It's very cute. Yeah, it's going to be very interactive. And I think we can all agree that regardless of any kind of opinion, all children, and especially the Jewish kids right now, deserve to have a really fun activity that is focused on them and nothing else in their lives. You know what I mean? So like, I'm working with a Jewish creator that we all know, a lot of you know on here. Her name's Alyssa. And then Shira is making the charms for, not every slime will have a charm in it, obviously, because that's excessive, but like Shira is making custom charms for both the Christmas and the Hanukkah ones. And Shira is Jewish as well, so she's giving input on those kinds of things. We already picked the backgrounds for those charms, the custom charms, and Secret Boyfriend is building a menorah for the Jewish ones where instead of a door that opens, you click on the little light of each of the flames and that flips over and tells you what your slime is that day. So I think it's really important to make sure, you know, there's a lot of people who right now want everyone to only focus on the evil that's happening and not, like, I don't know if any of you follow V, Under the Desk News. I think they're wonderful. I love V and I love Under the Desk News, and I think it's a great resource. So I will not be allowing any of the negativity that they've been getting to filter into my page, but they've been getting a lot of hate for something that I think is wild. The thing that they are getting hate for is that they suggested parents turn off the news and the internet for their children the weekend that the attacks were happening and this past weekend. And then they also suggested that adults themselves take some time away from that kind of media in order to give themselves a more positive bent and to allow us to all not fall into a negative spiral. And then they continue to report the news the way that they do because that's their job. And then I completely agree. It's the right decision, right? I am on their side on this. And then people came and attacked them and said, why are you still on here? Why are you still posting videos if we said that we should take some time away? And they were like, you're completely twisting and misinterpreting what I said. And it's like, it's wild, the comments that they're getting right now and the hate and the stitching videos. It's sick, actually, the things that people are saying to them about this. And I am not only fully on their side about taking time away from that material for your own mental health, that does not mean that you're ignoring what's happening in the world, by the way. That's what people are trying to claim. People are trying to claim that because they want people to take some time for their own mental health, that they're ignoring what's happening. And I was like, that's not real. That's not how any of this works. But I would actually like to take it a step further, and if people want to hate me for it, they can. I would actually like to take us beyond just having a break from from all of the inundation of sadness, I would like to take us to creating our own moments of happiness and continuing to allow there to be joy in the world despite everything that's going on. Now, that's not to say that we should ignore what's going on. That's not to say that I don't feel for the people that are dealing with these things, but I don't think it does a service to anyone to take joy away from anybody or anything like that. That can never, in my opinion, giving people joy can never be a harm. That's my personal opinion. Regardless of what's going on where in the world, I don't think we need to cause more suffering. Yeah, exactly, Shira. Like, so when I designed this, so before the bombings happened, we started designing these a while before, actually. I don't even remember when it was, but it was way before I left for the wedding. And I was like, man, I really don't want to message Alyssa right now about this because I don't want to bother her because, like I said, she's Jewish and things like that. And I was like, man, I don't want to hurt her. I was really careful to not bother anyone who was dealing with this. And she reached out to me and I was like, hey, I'm so glad to hear from you. I didn't want to bother you. And I explained why. And she was like, no, I want to do this with you. This is right. We should do this, So we're in agreement that we want to give everyone, the kids and the adults, something to look forward to, something to enjoy. You know what I mean? Like, that's one of the greatest things about slime to me personally. I know that slime is literally just a tiny little jar of non-Newtonian fluid that's got some color in it, some scent sometimes, and some sparkles sometimes, and sometimes not, right? Like, that's technically what slime is. Slime is a pile of goo that you could hold in your hand. However, I actually believe in the transformative nature of anything that brings you joy, whether it's going to a musical, drawing in a coloring book, playing with slime, knitting, watching a stupid TV show, whatever those things are. I love and believe in all of those things for mental health and for joy in general. So, that's what we can do and that's what we will do. So regardless of what anyone has to say, we're making advent calendars and we're making Hanukkah ones too. So I hope that I have so many Jewish friends. Half of them have kids, half of them don't. Regardless, I hope that they all have a great time with it and that it is, even if it's just a 2-minute break from everything that's going on each day, that's better than no break, right? So that's my opinion on the matter. That was a long diatribe about why I have not been participating in the craziness publicly. I have been just talking to the people that I know that are Jewish privately, because that to me is more important than going on a page and grandstanding and being like, yes, I support my Jewish friends. Freaking duh. Seems obvious to me. I also actually don't have any, I have a lot of Middle Eastern friends since I am Middle Eastern, but I don't have any Palestinian friends directly. I have Iranian friends, I have Armenian friends, I have Iraqi friends, I have a ton of Indian friends. I don't have any Palestinian friends, I guess, technically. But I support them anyway, I guess. The people that are out there, if they were my friends. Hi. But, regardless of the stuff that's going on over there, I will always support my friends first. So, and maybe that's bad. Maybe people don't like that. But I'm always going to side with my friends over any kind of government or evil. So, oopsie. Here we go. Cancel me if you want. My friends come first. Hey. Morning. Now you heard it here. Someone's going to screenshot that and be like, look, she doesn't have Palestinian friends directly. She only has other Middle Eastern friends. She's evil. My father was born in Iran. They're really causing problems right now. It's okay. He lives in Washington, D.C. now, and he's a jerk. So let's read chapter 2. Chapter 2. Do you accept the charges? Emmerich Himmelsbach stood at the kitchen sink washing stroganoff stains off the stack of plates. It was the 146th night in a row that he had washed dishes. Not that he was counting. And if his mother was serious when she punished him, Emmerich had about 2,000 more nights to go. As far as Frau Himmelbach knew, 5 months ago, Emmerich ran off with an American delinquent for a few days of childish fun. When he returned, he was scolded, lectured, stripped of all privileges, and given dish duty until he was old enough to leave home. But Emmerich thought it was a small price to pay for embarking on what he considered to be the adventure of a lifetime. And having to keep the truth of his excursion a total secret proved to be the real punishment. Emmerich spent every moment of every day thinking about the amazing people that he met and all the incredible places he saw in the fairy tale world. He desperately wished he could talk about his adventures with someone, but the only person he could safely reminisce with lived on the other side of the globe. He was halfway through the dishes when the kitchen phone started ringing. Emmerich didn't answer it at first, expecting his mother to pick it up in the next room. After the 7th ring, he dried his hands and picked up the receiver. "Hello?" he said. "Emmerich Hemmelsbach?" an American woman asked. "Ja," the young German boy replied, curious as to how this stranger knew his name. You have a collect call from Miss Bree Campbell in the United States," the operator said. "Do you accept the charges?" Emmerich didn't completely understand what she meant, but if Bree was trying to contact him, he figured it was best to accept. "I guess so," he said. He heard a click, and then frenzied, stressed, but a familiar voice came over the edge. "Emmerich, is that you?" Bree whispered. "Bree, I was just thinking about you," Emmerich said. He was so excited to speak to her that he could barely remember English. "I've been thinking about you too," she whispered. "Why are you whispering? Are you all right?" Emmerich asked. "I'm fine, but I don't have long to talk," Bree said. "It's still morning over here, and I'm hiding in the janitor closet at school. This was the only place I could find any privacy. Where are you? Are you someplace safe?" Emmerich looked around the kitchen and shrugged. "Yes, I'm safe." "Good," Bree said. "I've been dying to talk to you. My parents grounded me until college for sneaking away from the school trip. I just convinced them to give me back my cell phone. By the way, thanks for accepting the charges on this call. My parents would have seen it on our phone bill if you hadn't done that." "I've been in trouble since we got back too," Emmerich said. "My mother's made me do dishes every night since I got back. How bad did you get it?" Bree sighed. "I got dishes, vacuuming, yard work, and other agonizing tasks. Every other agonizing task that they can think of," she said. "But listen, I've really got to talk to you about something. I've been thinking a lot about our trip to the fairy tale world." "It's all I ever think about," Emmerich said. "Not a day goes by that I don't wish we could go back somehow." "I feel the same way," Bree said. "I've been missing the fairy tale world so much. I started plotting a way to get back to Neuschwanstein to travel through the portal again." "I wish we could," Emmerich said. "But to activate it, we would need someone of magical blood to play the panpipe. We don't have either of those." "My thoughts exactly," Bree said. "So I started thinking of another way the portal might be activated, which made me think about the portal itself, how it worked, and everything we learned about it. And I know, I read too many mystery novels, but I think I discovered a major plot hole in what we were told." Emmerich was confused. "You found a hole in the fairy tale world?" he asked. "Not an actual hole, a hole in the explanation that we were given," she said. "I've been thinking a lot about the portal that we traveled through to get into the fairy tale world, and something doesn't add up." "What is it?" Emmerich asked. "The Grand Armée was trapped in the same portal for over 200 years, Bree said. "So here's my question. If the Grand Armée was trapped for so long, how did we manage to pass through it so quickly? Shouldn't we have been trapped in the portal for just as long as the Marquis and his men?" Emmerich closed one eye, scrunched his forehead as he thought about it. "Yeah, but Connor and Mother Goose used the portal and they never got stuck." "Exactly," she said, forgetting to whisper. "Sorry. So what separates Mother Goose and Connor from the Grand Armée?" Emmerich took a wild guess. "They aren't French?" "No," Bree said. "They could cross through the portal without problems because they had magic in their blood. Meaning you and I must have magic in our blood, too. It's the only explanation." He dropped his mouth open. He didn't understand how this could possibly be true, but he did want it to be true with every fiber of his being. "But how?" Emmerich said. "We aren't related to anyone from the fairy tale world." "That's where my theory gets a little tricky," Bree said. "If I'm remembering correctly, Mother Goose transferred some of her blood into Wilhelm Grimm so that he could play the panpipe and trap the Grand Armée into the portal." "Should I be writing this down?" Emmerich asked. Bree continued while he looked for a pen and paper. "You and I are both from German heritage," she explained, "meaning it's possible that we are descendants of Wilhelm Grimm." Emmerich gasped. "Ach mein Gott," he said, and his rosy cheeks went pale. "That means you and I are distant family?" Bree was grinning ear to ear. She'd waited a long time to share this discovery with someone else, and we may be capable of opening a portal to the fairy tale world ourselves. Emmerich turned on the garbage disposal so he could squeal without his mother hearing. But how can we prove this? Well, we'll have to trace our family trees, she said. It'll be difficult for me since I've been grounded from pretty much everything under the sun, and I can't exactly tell my parents why I'm suddenly interested in our ancestry, but we have to try. A bell rang on Bree's side of the phone. I have to go, she said. I'm already late for my next class. I'll call you back after I do a little bit of research on my family and try to find out what you can about yours, okay? I will. Viel Glück. It means good luck in German. I know, she said. Viel Glück to you too. Bree hung up her phone and sighed with relief. It felt like a ton of bricks had been lifted off her shoulder now that she finally had talked to Emmerich. But the weight was replaced with adrenaline. Bree and Emmerich were on the verge of the greatest discovery of their young lives. She stood up from the bucket she had been sitting on and exited the tiny janitor's closet. When she opened the door, Bree was accosted by 4 girls that she had the misfortune of sharing her grade with. Hey, Becca, we're barely just a page in, don't worry. The closet is an odd place to make a phone call, don't you think? Mindy asked with a judgmental eyebrow. Mindy, Cindy, Lindy, and Wendy, all 4 members of the reading club, aka the Book Huggers, were lined up in the hallway waiting for Bree to come out. She tried to push past them, but they blocked her from leaving the closet. You guys have been following me around for months, Bree said with an agonizing eye roll. You've got to stop. You are starting to creep me out. Who were you talking to, Bree? Cindy asked. Her voice always had a slight vibration due to a mouthful of metal braces. That's none of your business, Bree said and tried to push past them again. Actually, it is, Lindy said, hovering over like a street lamp. We have been appointed hall monitors this semester by Principal Peters. Everything that happens outside of class between school hours is our business. Wendy, who had never been known to make a sound, crossed her arms and nodded. Bree closed her eyes tightly, trying not to roll them again. I don't know how you find time to monitor the hallways in between reading club and stalking me, she said. We're not running reading club anymore, Mindy said. She tossed each of her trademark pigtails as if they had been promoted to something much greater. We decided to take a break from the books and focus our energy on another passion, Cindy said. So we started a brand new club. The Conspiracy Club, Lindy said, happy to share. Now our hobby of keeping an eye on suspicious people can be an extracurricular activity. Bree let out a long, anguished sigh. It didn't matter what they called themselves. They would always be the Book Huggers to her. For the 1000th time, Alex and Connor transferred to a school in Vermont, she said. They weren't abducted by aliens, they weren't kidnapped by Bigfoot, or swallowed by a man-eating plant, or whatever else you've been obsessing over. Mindy glanced at the others. A man-eating plant? We never thought of that. The point I'm trying to make is that they're completely fine. All 4 of you need to get a life, Bree said. How come everyone we talk to says that? Cindy asked. Mrs. Peters, the direct supervisor, the district supervisor, the police, our parents, they all see we need to find something better to do with our time. How come we're the only ones who realize that something fishy is going on? If they hadn't been driving her nuts for months, Bree would have felt bad for lying to them. They were so fixated on the Bailey twins. Keeping information from them was like hiding chew toys from a bunch of teething puppies. Well, this has been fun, but I'm late for class, Bree said, and finally squeezed through them. You can't go to class without a hall pass, Lindy said, and all 4 of them shared a malicious grin. So write me a pass then, Bree said, but she could tell from their self-righteous faces that wasn't going to happen very easily. Bree, Mindy said as she shook her head. We've known you since kindergarten. You're like a sister to us. So we'll make you a deal. I don't want to be your sister, Mindy continued. We'll do you a favor and not tell Mrs. Peters that we caught you talking on your phone in the closet if you just tell us where Alex and Connor are. Plain and simple. But you can't prove that I was on the phone, Bree said. You have no evidence. Mindy jerked her head to the other 3. None of them had thought of that. I've got a counteroffer for you, she said. Oh, sorry, this is Bree. I've got a counteroffer for you, she said. Why don't you write me a pass to excuse me for being late to class, and I'll tell you where Alex and Connor really are. The Book Huggers were shocked by her willingness. Really? Mindy asked. Totally, Cindy said. Yep, that's coming right up, Lindy said. Wendy nodded her head so fast that she almost pulled a muscle. All four of them whipped out their pads and wrote her a pass. Mindy was the quickest and handed it over. Bree inspected the pass and shrugged. Cool, thanks guys, and turned to leave. Wait, you haven't told us where they are. The book huggers were bobbing with so much anxiety. They looked like they were about to wet their pants. Oh, I'm not telling you today, Bree said. That wasn't part of our agreement, but I will eventually tell you. If you're going to be in a conspiracy club, then you're going to have to pay better attention to details. Bree proceeded down the hall to class. The book huggers looked like a wild pack of hogs charging after her. Don't worry, girls, Mindy said to calm her friends. This isn't over. If it's the last thing we do, we will find out what happened to the Bailey twins. That was pretty funny. Bree pulled a fast one on them. Pretty funny. That was a quick chapter, but we do have a live again tonight, and I have a lot of stuff to get done. He's much better. Thank you, Becca. I have a lot of stuff to get done today before our live tonight. Live is here on TikTok tonight. It's regular kid-friendly. It was good, yeah. Regular kid-friendly, what do you call it? Yeah, you know, Catherine's had a lingering cough for like 3 weeks, so sometimes that just happens. Yes, roll for slime. Thank you. That's the word. So tonight is regular roll for slime, not after dark, here on TikTok. If you are owed one, the signups are up. They've been up since last night on the page, and then we'll finish after darks tomorrow. And I think we're gonna get through everyone in the next 2 days, pretty much. Yeah, and then roll for slimes will be done for the month. Soy has for a while. We finally got meds, and it's affecting his eyes. Ugh, yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible, terrible. So I'm gonna go package up slimes and do some roll for slime videos, and what else? I have a lot of slime to package. Candy corn cereal, poison apple butter. I gotta make tattoo ink. I gotta make serial killer. Oh my gosh, Becca, you weren't here when we were talking about this mug. This was my party favor from my brother's wedding. They lined up a whole bunch of mismatched mugs on a table, and you got to just take whichever one you wanted that spoke to like your vibe. And this was the only one that was as colorful as it is. And so I took it, and my brother saw that I picked this one, and he said, good. And I was like, yeah, this is my mug. There were no other ones this colorful. And I was one of the first people to arrive at the wedding, obviously, because they're family, and I was in the family photos. So we were there before everyone got there, and I got to see all the mugs, and I was like, that one's mine. And I hid it under the table so that in case I didn't get to the reception before anyone else, no one else would get it. And I told my brother afterwards, I was like, I hid the mug that I wanted under the table. And, I didn't ask, but I assumed they just got them at like thrift stores or whatever, because they were mismatched. No two mugs were the same. And I was like, I really wanted a specific mug, so I hid it from everyone. He was like, good, hide it from everyone. I was like, this one's for me. Yeah, so I did cheat a little to get this mug, but you know. No, yeah, I'm pretty sure they probably just got them for like 50 cents or $1 each. And, but I mean, who cares, right? A mug's a mug. You run it through the dishwasher and it's not a big deal. Actually, I buy a lot of stuff at thrift stores, to be honest. We gave honey from a local bee guy. I love honey, so that's good. So anyway, I will see you all later. I think tonight is 5 o'clock. I can't remember. It's written down on the sheet, but I don't remember off the top of my head. I should probably make a video about it or something, because we haven't done a Roll for Slime live here on TikTok in a while, because we have been doing so many just on Patreon for a while. Restock is next Wednesday, so that's why I have to pack up all the slimes. Yeah. I need to message you about my custom. I keep forgetting. Yeah, whatever you want, Cindy. You know you get whatever you want. Easy peasy. Has payday. Yay! We love a payday. I'm trying to figure out when my payday from Patreon is going to be. Not from Patreon, like from my patrons who pay that way, like from me making all those slimes for Patreon, because like I want to use the money that Patreon is paying me to pay my November bills so that I can take time to do NaNoWriMo, and like I need them to pay me. It was a big output on my part. I made them 350 slimes and 2 days shipped them to them and all that, so They need to pony up the dough. You know what, Becca? I'm not sure off the top of my head. I need to look. I believe it's the 25th for Patreon and the 26th for everyone else. I think there's a video about it, but I don't remember off the top of my head because you know I don't do numbers well. Numbers and I are not friends. Yeah. Anyway, I'll be back later. Reach out and ask them when you can expect it. Well, I'm not going to reach out until it's been past 30 days because it's net. Most companies like that pay net 30, so they have up to 30 days to pay you. They paid me quicker for the photo shoot, so I was hoping this would be less than 30 days, but it's not necessarily going to be less than. They don't owe it to me in less than 30, but 30 days would be the beginning of November anyway, so it'll still pay the bills, so it's not a big deal. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you at Roll for Slime, and expect a lot of videos today because I'm packing up slimes, so you'll be able to see restock stuff all day today. Love you guys. Bye.